Alright, so I know some of you guys are here because of James Brown, the Turbo LS RX-7 that I've been doing. And it's been kind of a little while since you've seen it on the channel, so I figured now would be a pretty good time for an update for you guys. And I hope the rest of you are watching too. Although if you're not, I was pretty much just talking to nobody. So maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, because you might not remember because it's been so long, but obviously I've been working on this thing a little bit here and there. Let's see, I don't remember where it was when I left off, or the last time I showed it, so let me just show you pretty much everything. So it is a 5.3 stock bottom end, because that's how we roll around here with everything. It does have a Texas Speed cam in it, 862 heads. This is a BBK SSI intake. This is an ICT Billet alternator bracket that was like 95 bucks, I think. I might use this on the next project or something like it. Stay tuned for that. eBay fuel rails. We do have some Snake Eater 1000 injectors, so you know that we'll be good there. I got a straight thermostat housing so that I can make this water pipe. Down the road, I'd like to make these out of aluminum just for like heat purposes, but this is what I did. I think it'll work just fine, and it solves an issue and looks fairly decent, I think. I just made this intercooler pipe yesterday. This is like my first real time at welding aluminum. Obviously, if you guys saw the Camaro that I did, you'll know that I did a little bit of aluminum welding for the fan shroud, because I used an aluminum baking sheet to make the fan shroud for electric fans. And I welded some tabs on there, but that was basically just a couple tack welds. This is like the first legit product that I made. I'm not gonna say it's good, but it should hold, so that's all I really care about. I'll admit, I was hoping it would turn out better, but I mean, as far as the first one goes that I've ever done, I'll take it. I just put this one together. That worked out perfect. I was hoping it would work out like this, but without this on here, the outlet of the turbo's here, which is like right in line with where that pipe needs to be, so I was questioning it. Aside from a wastegate dump pipe, the turbo hot side is all done, and I'm not sure if I do want to continue going forward with like dumping that or merging it into the turbo dump pipe. I don't know, I might just make a dedicated wastegate dump pipe on its own, and I don't know, we'll see. I'm kind of going to cross that bridge when we get there, because I think it'll look cool, like a nice radius into it. I might redo it, because this is right here is a really sharp, see if you can see it from over here. You can get an idea, like from over here, it's functional, but it's not very pretty, which usually I don't really care about pretty, but something this visible, I'd like to just do what I think is my best, or in line with that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to do it to the best of my abilities, and that may not be that great. So, but I do have this radiator mounted, and it may look like a dinky radiator, but this thing is 3.5 inches thick, so we're pretty good. To be honest, should be at least the same as the cooling capacity that the truck has, but I think it'll be more because it's a thicker core. And then I did get a new intercooler. So there's the one that I was going to run, and then if you remember, one of the reasons that I cut this big ass hole in this inner fender here was so that I could clock the turbo with the outlet pointing kind of down on an angle like this, and then I was going to run the intercooler piping through here and then kick it out through here. But I got this new intercooler. This is 25 outside to outside by 12.5 by 3.5 with front facing outlets, and it worked out just right that they came on each side of that radiator, and I'm not gonna have to hack up this side of the car, not gonna have to worry about it interfering with anything else. Obviously those are all in place and they work perfect. And check this out. If you get down here, you can see the intercooler a little bit. You're only seeing about half of it, give or take. But if you get over to the side here, you can really barely see any of it. So I shouldn't, knock on wood, have to worry about it catching anything or anything like that. Just looking at the car, not super visible. I may still paint it black, but you know, who knows? I never know what I'm gonna do with this car anymore. And then obviously we have most of the wiring harness plugged in. I was just mocking that up yesterday, trying to figure out kind of where things were going to want to lay and where I was going to drill through the firewall to run it all. And it's kind of looking like I can do it somewhere in here. I might try to do it right here, you know, because it's already like recessed for it. But I need to get on the inside and see actually where I can run it through. Let's see, aside from that, I think some of the last things you guys saw were me messing with the interior. putting the roll bar in and laying the carpet out. I haven't really touched anything in there since then. I mean, it still looks kind of goofy with the bright red seats and the black carpet and brown doors. Eventually I want to get some of the Kirky, I think they're like Pro Street or whatever, the 55 series seats with the black covers, the cloth black covers. But I priced it out, and for both of them, so that I get a matching set, it was like around $700 once you get the seat and the bracket and the actual covers and shit. It got out of hand quick. So for the sake of just getting the car on the road, because I definitely want to drive this car this year, I'm just gonna leave the stock seats, and then maybe this winter I'll tear it down and redo the things that I want to fix. Because like I said, I want the Kirkys. I found an oil pan that I think will work with a stock steering linkage, so I can get rid of this one, and I think this one will hold just fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about like any jankiness. It's solid. The only thing I'm worried about is like going over bumps or anything like that, it possibly bottoming out. You can kind of see it right there. Now, keeping in mind the front of the car is going to be up at least like a good 1.5 inches, 2 inches higher, because I want to get the aerospace front brakes for it, and then once I do that, I'm going to get the matching wheels for these for the front, and I'll probably run like a 24, 25 inch tire. I think these are like 22.5 or 23. Yeah, these are basically 22 inch tall tires. So I at least want to run 24s. Let's see, where would that put me on the width? Oh yeah, it would fill up the fender well perfect. Like perfect. I think 24s are the way to go, to be honest. Because what is the actual gap? About lined up there. It's about 27.5, give or take. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that, is 24 inch tires and the matching. I don't know if I want to do 15 by 4.5 or 15 by 4, whatever those Jegs wheels are, or the 17s. I'm kind of leaning towards the 15s. Like, that's a 13 and it doesn't look incredibly small on it. So I think the 17s would look huge on it. I think the 15s would probably be perfect. That's a 15 on the back and it looks amazing. And I think with the way the nose kind of slants down real quick, I think a 15, I think I've talked myself into it. I think a 15 would look great on the front of here. From like the firewall forward, the car's pretty close to being done, honestly. Just a couple little things: turbo oil feed and drain, the wastegate dump pipe, throttle body, plug all the wiring in, spark plugs, oxygen sensors, coolant, lower radiator hose, hook up the fan, and a couple vacuum lines. And that's pretty much it for up here. Really not that much left. However, from the firewall back is where all the real rest of the work is. I need to make a transmission mount. I need the drive shaft. I need transmission lines. I need the transmission cooler, because the one that I was going to use on this, I just threw on Goldie Hawn, because this is the cooler that was on Goldie Hawn. I was running that and the stock one in the radiator for the past, like, pretty much since I bought the truck, and I've never known that I had an issue with it. Like, even driving it around Texas for a week, it was fine, or so we thought. This past weekend, I drove 45 minutes to go race this dude, and on the way down there, the trans completely overheated, like ridiculously high temperatures. So high that I'm not going to tell you guys, because I know you guys will give me so much shit about it, but they were high. Like, to the point that I'm going to probably drain this fluid and get new stuff for it, because it's baked. It has to be baked. It's like Dave Chappelle baked. Anyway, that experience led to this. These are two 18K coolers, and I was going to get just a true cool 40K, but I had these laying around, and I figured both of these in series like this, and then right up against this radiator, because these fans put in work. Like, you can turn the key on and you can feel it like from here pulling through. Anyway, that race did not go well for me at all, because the trans got so hot that it went into limp mode, and I didn't let the truck cool off enough. Like, I tried to let it cool off, but the dude I was racing got antsy and he's like, let's just get this over with. But it went into limp mode, tried to leave in second gear instead of first, bogged off the line. And like, as soon as it bogged, I just lifted, and he's been talking shit about me ever since. So that's fun. He beat a broke truck, but you know what? He won fair and square. Anyway, back to the RX-7. What else? I need to finish the fuel lines. I've got those run all the way back to there, and they're just sitting because I need to mount the fuel pump and filter. There's the filter, and right here's my Bosch 044 pump. And this is a methanol injection kit that I might put on it if I can find the room, because I'm running out of room up here pretty quickly. This video is probably dragging on. I'm sorry, guys. I'll end it pretty soon. There's just so many things to update you guys on. Like, the only spot that I could really put the pump is in here somewhere. Actually, right there would probably be perfect. And then I could just run it right into the intake. Yeah, that might work out perfect, actually. And then aside from that, brake lines, bleed the brakes, gear oil. I think I need a new diff cover. I might be able to put a plug in this one, but when I pulled it out of the junkyard, they just hammered a spike through it to drain it, and I've never changed it. And then mount the shifter and the seats and run the shifter cable, and then the wiring and ECU and tune. And I think that's pretty much it. So it sounds like a lot, but really, if I just ordered the parts that I needed real quick and just locked myself in the garage, it could probably be done. Really, if I had all the parts and the ambition, it could be done in like a week or two, I think. But that's a lot to ask. I'm not very motivated lately. Well, lately I've been motivated, but I'm not very consistently motivated. I get distracted really easily, which is something you'll see in an upcoming video. And something you just saw in this last video with the Odyssey. But yeah, we have another project car. I've already had 3 offers, people wanting to buy it, and I keep telling them, let me think about it. I kind of like the car, but I don't really need another project car. But the thing is, I'm just gonna keep teasing you guys. I don't want to tell you for sure what it is. The thing is, I've got most of the stuff laying around to just kind of throw it together real quick and make it a decent driver, and I really think that you guys will like it. I know I like it. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, but I like it. So I think in the next video I'll probably show you guys the new car. But yeah, there's James Brown. That's what we've been doing with it. It's getting real close. It looks like a car. This engine bay filled up real quick, but everything still should tuck under there, which has always been the goal from day one, is try and keep everything under the stock hood. But then we got that, so that kind of gives it away, plus everything out back there. So this has been where I've been trying to keep track of all the projects, so you can see everything that's been going on. You can see where I've been wiping off a bunch of them. I got the radiator mounted, things like that. But I think I'm gonna have to write the new project here, and this is the only hint I'm gonna give you guys, is just that. But that is going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you next time.